Hey there, Regina Andler here, and it is time for another Tips and Tricks Tuesday. This week, I want to ask you if you know what your strengths are, your character strengths. You see, there's this place called the VIA Institute, and that's actually what I want to talk about today and maybe have you go check out. The VIA Institute is this place that was created back in the early 2000s when positive psychology was really coming up and getting more popular. And Marty Seligman, who is one of the founders of positive psychology, and Chris Peterson, who is one of the other ones, they kind of put together the VIA Institute. And it was all about your 24 character strengths. You see, every one of us has 24 character strengths. They're the same character strengths. All of us have the same character strengths, same 24. They're just mixed up maybe in a different order. And out on the VIA Institute's website, which is viacharacter.org, there is a survey that you can take. It's a free survey, and you can go out and find out how your character strengths rank. Now, from a character strength standpoint, what do they mean and what do they do for you? Character strengths are what you're made up of. So all of your strengths that help you be whoever you are and help you in success, when you know what your core character strengths are, let me jump back for a second and point out that they're all strengths. So whether it's number 1 or number 24, it doesn't matter. It's still a strength. However, those ones up top are your core character strengths. They're the ones that are you most of the time. So when you think about it, those core character strengths, when you know what they are, you can use that information to your advantage to help you be more successful. Or maybe there's a character strength that you haven't really, it's one of the ones further down, you haven't done as much with, and you were like, I need to build up that character strength a little bit more. So when you know what they are, it really helps out. So out on viacharacter.org, you can take this free survey, and it's a little lengthy. It depends on how fast you read, how fast you answer. One tip that I have is if you decide to go out and take the survey, just answer. Whatever comes to your head first when you read the question. The questions are all, it's like a multiple choice. It says, this is always me, this is never me, it's that kind of thing. I think there's 5 choices. It's neutral, or it's always me, never me, sometimes me. Whatever the first response is that comes to your head, that's the response. So don't overthink it. Just go through it. There's a few pages of questions that it will ask you. And when you're done, it's going to send you a report of your character strengths. Now, interestingly enough, I've been doing character strengths for a few years now and doing the survey. And I usually do the survey about once a year. And love of learning, which is one of the character strengths, has always been my number 1. It's either number 1 or number 2. And I just redid, because I haven't done it in a while, so I redid my survey. And I was kind of shocked that love of learning is now number 7 on my list. However, my number 1 spot, think about things that you do, things that change in your life and how you evolve as a person. My number 1 spot is now gratitude. And that actually does make a lot of sense to me, that my number 1 character strength is gratitude. And I have my list up here, and my list, it was followed by, let's see, I had gratitude, and then curiosity, honesty, kindness, and humor. That rounded out my top 5. And then, like I said, number 7 was actually my love of learning. And it's really interesting when you think about it. And my top 5 right now make perfect sense for exactly where I am right now in my life. And so I can take this information, I can use it to help me excel at whatever it is that I'm doing. I can use this information. Now, when you look at the character strengths, each of the character strengths, the 24 strengths, they belong to categories. And the categories are wisdom, courage, humanity, justice, temperance, and transcendence. And so when you look at them, I'll go back to mine for a sec. So gratitude is in the transcendence category. Curiosity is in wisdom. Honesty is in courage. Kindness is in humanity. and humor is also in transcendence. So it's pretty well rounded at this point. And it wasn't always like that. Now, for whatever it's worth, one of the ones that just kind of always, I don't know, kind of irks me a little bit. Um, Perseverance, where is it? Yep, perseverance is still down in the list. I don't know, perseverance for me, I consider myself a very persistent person who goes out and gets what I want. I finish what I start, I do what I do. And yet, for whatever reason, perseverance always ends up 20 or later in the list. And this time around, it ended up at number 20. So if you decide to, actually, I highly recommend, if you haven't done it before, go out to viacharacter.org and do the survey yourself and just get a look at, what are your strengths? And read through the information. It will send you a report, and then in the report and on the website, you can get more information about what each category means and how to interpret what it means and how to best use it to your advantage. So when you know what your core 5 are, those top 5, you can use that to your advantage. And if you do that, go out and post down below that you went out and let me know what your top 5 are. I'm really kind of curious. Like I said, right now, my top 5 are gratitude, curiosity, honesty, kindness, and humor. I'll read them down to you. Followed by creativity, love of learning, number 7 now, hope, fairness, perspective. Number 11 is appreciation of beauty and excellence. 12 is judgment, followed by social intelligence, leadership, zest. Love is at 16. Forgiveness is at 17. Back to back. That's interesting. Then humility, spirituality, perseverance, bravery, teamwork, prudence, and then self-regulation. Interesting. Self-regulation is another one of those that always ends up at the bottom of the list. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm answering that puts self-regulation at the bottom of the list, but it always ends up down there someplace. So that's about self-discipline. And I consider myself a pretty well-disciplined person. So don't know why it ends up there. Go out and check it out. Again, viacharacter.org and click on, it's up in the top right-hand corner, free survey. And you can do your survey yourself and let me know. Post down here. What's your core 5 character strengths? That's what I got for you this week. Have fun with this one. Bye for now.